Hello everyone, my name is Tanish Kohli and welcome to this second last video of our playlist called Introduction to Python. So today we will study control flow. What is control flow? Basically what we have been doing is that till now our program is just unidirectional. Means um, if we have written any line of code, it always run. We are just simply printing different things, writing different things, um, as solving mathematical equation. So all of the program just run in a simple sequence. Nothing logical is actually happening. So now what will we learn is that to check whether if a particular situation is correct, then we want a program to print something else or to do something else. If that condition is not correct, then do something else. So what we will do in this video is that we will check if a condition is true, then run a block of code. If it is not true, we will run another block of code. We will do looping, and yeah, that's it. That what we are going to do in this video. So let's just get started. So a very basic thing to get started with is a condition statement. Let's just first see a condition statement, if statement. So if a condition statement is true, then run it. If it is not, then skip it. Simple. So what are we having here is that our mobile balance is 3 and our bank balance is 50. So if our bank phone balance is less than 5, then what we need to do is that we need to transfer these 10 bucks from our bank balance to our phone balance. Sounds legitimate. Let's just run this program, and now this cell, if condition is true, then what it will do, it will print phone balance and bank balance. All right. So let's just run this code line by line. You can do this by clicking this thing, or you can run this by F10. So these are the variables that are being initialized. We can just hide this. So if phone balance is less than 5, it is initialized to 3. Then it goes into this block. So now the phone balance gets incremented by 10 and the bank balance gets decremented by 10. Now we get to print the lines, and now our bank balance is 40 and our phone balance is 30. If you are new to programming, let me just show this thing to you in a little bit detailed manner. Let us just go. All right, I have it. So if you are new to programming, what our compiler is doing over here is that these are the two statements, and then this is a block of statement. This is one block of statement, and in this block of statement there is another block of statement. Seeing here, there are, this is the first block, and this is the first block continuation. This is the second block and it is its continuation, and this is the third block. So in this way execution is happening, and we cannot use curly braces like these. So what we do is that we use indentation, spacing. So that is what we are doing over here. All right, so next up what we are doing is that we are we have to input a season. If it's a spring, then plant a tree. If it is if it is summer, then water the garden. If it is fall, harvest the garden. If it's winter, stay indoors. Else unrecognized season. So you must be thinking that if this condition is true, then we haven't written anything else over here. So how is this gonna run? So let me just show you how elif run. So if some condition is true, then this statement will run. If if this condition is true, it will run, else it will not run, or else some other condition will be there. So if we are having multiple if statements and multiple conditions are getting satisfied, So all of this is if statement will be running simultaneously. What Python gives us is called if else. Every programming language has if else statement, but in Python it becomes elif, 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 sorry, elif, sorry, elif. Yes, it is elif. So let's just run this program, and let's run this program line by line itself. So it is asking us to enter a season name. Let us just say it's fall for this. If season equals to spring, will this block run? No, it will not run. It will just get skipped. Elif. Else if season equals to summer, will this run? No, it will not run. If season equals to fall, yes, this condition is correct. So now what will happen? It will go to this print harvest the garden, but see, it isn't going anywhere else. If it was if conditions, all of these were if conditions, all of the conditions would have been checked. If this, else if this statement is true, else if this statement is true, if any one of them is true, it works. Indentation. So let us just write a program to check age of voting eligibility. So let's just do age, take input, age is equals to, all right, age is equals to input your age, and now space. Then what we do is that we check if age is greater than or equals to 18, then print, what do we print? Eligible for voting. Else what we do, we print not eligible for voting. Yeah, now let's just run this program. Enter age, it is 21. All right, so we are having an error. So this operation is not supported, as this is a string and this is an integer. All right, let me just clarify this thing. So what is happening here is that the input we are taking is getting itself in form of an string. So what we want to do is that we want age to be an integer. Age is equals to integer of age. We know how to convert them. So now we will be running this. 21 is our age. And all right, where is our program? Yes, here it is, eligible for voting. What else we can do? We can also use the way of, you know, string editing in our print functions. Let's just run this. We have 3 errors to fix. We are seeing that this format function is taking our errors from this part. If we write we have 5 errors, we have 5 errors to fix. And if we have 0 errors, what will this print? It will print no errors to fix, because if 0 means false, because this is how Boolean works. So now let's get into for loops. So what are loops? Uh, you must have seen how cycle works. The cycle tire, they just keep rotating on its axis in a particular loop. So similar function is of loop. I will be running this program line by line as well as explaining it to you. So let's just see what is this happening over here. Cities is being initialized as a list, and all these cities are now part of this list city. For city in cities, what is this line of program means is that it will take first index at one index at a time and assign its value to city. If for this program, first we have New York City as our city. After this loop will be completed, we have Mountain View, then we have Chicago, then we have Los Angeles. So let's just run this. It will print. Now we have our output for city in city. There is another city, Mountain View. Let's just print it, Mountain View. Let's just see what else we've got. Chicago we have got, and now Los Angeles. Now what will happen is that for city in cities, there is no next city left. So this condition will now be false and we will be printing done, directly printing done. Yeah, that's it. This is how looping works. Another way of looping is that let's just first see how a range function works. What is a range of 3? It is range 0 to 3. All right, so let me just show you this by printing it. Print range 3. All right, so what this actually is doing is that here we have 0 comma 1 comma 2. 3 is not included in this range. All right, so let's just print this and we are getting print hello print. We can also see the value of I by giving by printing it 0 1 2. You can see that 3 is not included in this program. Another way of using range function is to, you know, assigning a starting point and an ending point with the intervals. So what we can do is that we are seeing 5 to 35 excluding of 35. We are not including 35, and all these things are at an interval of 5. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, so now we are having cities. All right, so now we are having again a list of cities, and we are having capitalized city. So what let's just do is that we are again, looping into cities and appending city dot title in our capitalized city. So let's just run this program also line by line. First cities is getting initialized, then capitalized city is getting initialized. Now we are in for loop. So capitalized city is now being appended with city dot title. It will run for 4 loops and now condition is false. So what we'll do is that we'll just print our capitalized cities and its output should be, camel case. New York City, every first uh, alphabet is capital. This is called camel case. Now we will be building dictionaries with for loop. So we are having a dictionary over here. Book title, Great Expectations, The Adventure of Sherlock Holmes, The Great Gatsby, Hamlet, Adventures of Halbrook Finn. And we are having a word counter. So what we are doing is that it is a list given to us. So a word counter is actually counting all those words, and then all these will be appended into a will be made into a dictionary telling us that great comes 2 times. We can see that great, and here is another great. Expectations comes only 1 time. Sherlock comes 1 time, and Holmes also comes 1 time. So this is how this program is running. Let's just run this program again. Yo, it is working. uh, all right, we are having a cast. So here is a cast. We are having key in cast. So what are keys? You know that there are key and there are values. So let's just run this and we are saying for key in cast print key, for key comma value in cast print only values. Okay, I expected to. Let's just print key as well in cast dot items. All right. Yes, I know how to remove this error. Yo, it is. These are all the values and we are just printing values. So what here is happening is that we are iterating using 2 elements, like not just single, it is a double for loop, but running inside, running with each other, not even inside. So this is a better written program for key comma value in cast.items, print actor and his role. So let's just run this. All right. Now, okay, there's one more program to run. So we are having results equals to 0. We have a basket item where apples are 4, oranges are 19, kites are 3, sandwiches are 8. Fruits that we have in a list are apple, oranges, pears, peaches, grapes, bananas. What we will do is that we will search for all these uh, fruits in our basket items and then count them and then return their sum. Okay, so let's just run this line. Now they are getting initialized. Fruit is also initialized, and now we are in our for loop for fruit comma count in our basket list dot item. We are checking in this if fruit in fruits, if is apple in our basket list. Yes, it is. Result is now equals to 4. Now again we are there, so we are checking oranges. There are oranges. It is 19 plus 4 now. Now we are seeing pears. Is pears are there in our dictionary? No, they are not. Are peaches there in our dictionary? No, so it won't go there again. Now we are having grapes. There is no grapes, so again no counting, and now we will print it. So there are 23 fruits in our basket. So now let's get started with while loops. So uh, for loops are an example of definite iterations, meaning that the loop's body will run a predefined number of times. That differs for indefinite iterations, which is when a loop repeats for unknown numbers of time and ends after some condition is met. This is how while loop works. So they run for indefinite iterations. That means, not for 5 times, 4 times, but until and unless any specific condition is met, they will keep running. So let's just run this code line by line and see what our output is. So we are having a card deck that is having all these numbers, all these cards, and our hand is empty at the moment. So let's just print our hand. It is an empty list. So now we are going into a while loop that until the sum of our hand is greater than 17, it will keep running. That means while sum of hand is less than 13 is true. Let me comment the code. Hash is true. This block of statement, this indented block of statement will keep running. So let's just see. So we have popped a random element. Let's just print the element. It is 10. All right. So now since the sum is still less than 17, so all right, now we again pop the element and now we are having 8. So now the sum is greater than 17. So this condition is now false. That means we won't go in a while loop again and our program has just ended. It is that simple. Now we will see break and continue operations. Okay, so let's just take a for loop for this example. For I in range, let's say 10, what we have to do, we have to print hello again. It is something that everyone says hello. So let's just run this program and see. We are having hello 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But we are gonna write some conditions that, if I equals to 5, break. So what it is going to do is that when I will have value equals to 5, it will break the loop and we will go out of the loop. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 only. So will this loop run for 10 times and just break after 5 every time? Let's just see that as well. Run this program line by line. So for loop is initialized. Here our condition is checked. Correct. Now second time it is going, it is printed. Now third time, same. Correct. Another time, and now it is time for fourth, as we have started from zero, of course, and now it is fifth. So this condition is now true, and we will go on our break statement, and after this, yo, this program just stopped running. And what if instead of break we used continue? All right, so what should be the output? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. That means only this condition was skipped and the loop continued itself. Instead of breaking after a certain condition, it just skipped some condition. Pretty easy. Now we will do list comprehensions. uh, they are just like what we already have done in our previous video. So let's just run this. Capitalized city will be camel case. But there is something more interesting coming. So let me first show you an array. You know, right. So we have to make an array that goes from 0 to 10, and without any other condition. It should just run. So it has completed. And now let's just print what are squares. Squares. 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. It is going all the way up to 10 and excluding 10. So how many times will this line be running, since this for loop is inside a condition? Let's just check it as well. We can check it. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. And now exit condition. Okay, it is still running. Yeah. I have miscalculated something, miscounted something. So now what we will be doing is that uh, we will raise it to the power 2. That means every time this will be 0 square, this will be 1 square, this will be 2 square, this will be 3 square, this will be 4 square. All right, so here it is. Our output is now squares, but we have to check that we have to only append those values in square that are even. And how we check even? That when it is divided by 2, the remainder should be 0, or the modulus of the element with 2 should give us 0. This is exactly the same condition that is written. So let's just run this, and now let's see what is the value of squares. It's 0 4 16 36 and 64. It is only returning us even number of squares. All right, so now what we will do is that we are having a list of names, then we will be splitting it into just the first names of people. So for this we are going to use names dot split. We won't be passing anything because it will take space by default, and 0 means the first space. After the first space, how many spaces are there? They should just be removed. Dot lower to remove the camel case or capital, and then we will be looping. So how this program can also be written? So for loop name, and first name dot append, first names dot append. What we have to append? We have to append this condition. So this will run. Okay, so let me just show you this program first, because we are doing this in a more you know way that is known to you and not in one liner. We are initializing it, and then we just print what we just print. We print first names. Here is first names, and then just let's just run this. So we are given with Rick, Morty, Summer, Jerry, and Beth all in lowercase. Same program means these different lines are now reduced into one line, and these one liners are absolutely amazing part of Python. And once you start writing the code in one lines, there is nothing stopping you from doing this thing again and again. It is very addictive, but also if you miss a logic, it gets pretty much messed up to troubleshoot it this way. So let me just run this program and show it to you. Same answer, but in one liner. So that's it for this video. Thank you so very much. See you in the next video. Next, we will be defining functions and working with functions. And that will be the last video of this series. And next up, we will do object-oriented programming. Thank you so much once again.